How do we use photography to capture moments and emotions frozen in time? How does this type of photography relate to philosophical ideas about time and duration? And how can we use philosophy to improve our photography skills based on these insights? All this and more in this episode of Philosopher, Photographer. Timing in photography is critical. High-speed photography is the art and science of taking pictures of a very fast phenomena, such as a bursting balloon or a splash of water. High-speed photography requires extremely fast shutter speeds, sometimes as fast as 1/20,000th of a second, to freeze these moments in time and reveal details that are invisible to the naked eye. High-speed photography can also capture the emotions and expressions of the subject, such as surprise, joy, or fear, that are too fleeting to be noticed otherwise. In this episode, we'll look at some of the ways that high-speed photography can freeze time and emotion and how it relates to philosophical ideas about time and duration. We'll also learn some tips and tricks to improve our photography skills based on these philosophical insights. Let's get going. Let's start with Henri Bergson, who was a French philosopher and Nobel laureate known for his works on time, memory, and creativity. He was also one of the first philosophers to use cinema as an analogy for how the intellect approaches reality. Bergson believed that time is not a linear succession of instants, but a continuous and qualitative flow of duration, which he called la durée. He also said that duration is the essence of reality and the source of life, movement, and change. He said that duration is experienced intuitively and subjectively rather than measured objectively and scientifically. He said that the time that we measure with our clocks and what we carve into days, hours, minutes, and seconds is not the real time, but the spatialized time, the time that we have made into space. How does this apply to photography? Well, one way to look at it is that photography is also a way of spatializing time by breaking down the continuous flow of reality into discrete and static images. Bergson compared this process to the cinematographic apparatus, which takes snapshots of the passing reality and then recomposes them artificially to create the illusion of movement. He said that such is the contrivance of the cinematograph, and such is also that of our ordinary knowledge. Instead of attaching ourselves to the inner becoming of things, we place ourselves outside them in order to recompose their becoming artificially. He argued that his method of knowledge is limited and inadequate, as it fails to grasp the true nature of meaning and reality, which can only be accessed through intuition and imagination. So how can we use Bergson's philosophy to improve our photography? One way is to use photography as a way of challenging and transcending the spatialization of time by capturing and expressing the duration and the emotion of reality. High-speed photography can do this by freezing and revealing the moments that are too fast or too subtle to be perceived by the intellect, but that are rich and significant in terms of duration and emotion. For example, we can use high-speed photography to capture and express the beauty and the drama of a water drop, or a flower, or a bird that are constantly changing and evolving in time. Or we can use high-speed photography to capture and express the surprise of the joy of a child, a friend, or a family member that are fleeting and ephemeral in time. I encourage you to go and look at some examples of famous photographers who used high-speed photography to freeze and express time and emotion in their work, and see how their work applied Bergson's philosophy in their images. One of them is Harold Engerton, who was an American engineer and photographer known for his pioneering work on strobe photography and high-speed photography. He used high-speed photography to capture and reveal the hidden beauty and complexity of natural phenomena, such as a milk drop forming a crown or a hummingbird in flight. He also used high-speed photography to capture and reveal the human emotions and expressions, such as a tennis player's swing, a diver's splash, or a boxer's punch. Another photographer is Martin Vaugh, who is a contemporary photographer and artist known for his liquid sculptures, which are high-speed photographs of water drops and splashes. He used high-speed photography to capture and create the shapes and forms of water, which are impossible to see or replicate in real time. He also used high-speed photography to capture and create the moods and feelings of water, which are influenced by the colors, the lights, and the backgrounds that he uses. With everything we've shared in this episode, think about how you can use all this knowledge in your photography. Think about taking a photo during a birthday party where you want to capture the moment of a celebration and excitement. You can use high-speed photography to freeze and reveal the moment of the balloon bursting, which is too fast to be seen by the eye, but that is full of detail and drama. You can also use high-speed photography to freeze and reveal the emotion of the moment, which is expressed by the colorful confetti, the bright light, and the dark background. Now it's your turn to use timing through high-speed photography and explore the world frozen in time. We have reached the end of this episode of Philosopher, Photographer. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. I also hope you've learned how to use philosophical concepts related to timing in your photography. Remember, as you take photos, timing is critical. High-speed photography can capture the emotions and expressions of the subjects, such as surprise, joy, or fear that are too fleeting to be noticed otherwise. So practice it and practice it a lot. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of new episodes. And I will see you next time.